What is up, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful day. And as you can tell by the title of the video, I was kind of wrong about poison. Now, hold up. I don't want you to think that I hate poison or think it's useless. I still think it is one of the best debuffs in the game. I still think it's great. Easily still a top 5. The problem I have with poison is there's a couple things. So, let me first start off by saying, you play tactical games, strategy games like this before, right? And if you've played them, you don't spread your damage around. You don't attack unit A, B, and C with a different unit each time. If everybody can focus fire on a unit, you focus fire to get them out of the battle as quickly as possible. Now, what poison does is, obviously, it poisons them and does damage over time. Every turn it procs and does damage. Now, that means a unit has to be alive to do damage. So if you poison a unit and then immediately take it out with 2 or 3 other units, the poison doesn't even have a chance to activate or do anything. Which leads me to the problem with poison. Poison needs time to work. And at higher levels, higher post-game content, time isn't always on your side. Especially when you're outnumbered, enemies 10 to 20 levels higher than you. You need to eliminate units as quickly as possible, and poison does not allow that. Because you're not getting any value and there's no point in using it. Now, if poison's in a weapon skill or something, sure, fine. If you don't get to use it, you don't get to use it, I guess. But if you're literally taking a turn to inflict poison when you could be dealing straight up damage or a high amount of damage, you're losing DPS, I guess, for the best way to put it. You're losing damage per second, damage per turn, however you want to put it. And that can be bad. That can cause you to win or lose battles. Now, I still think it's useful, especially if it's a unit that's far away, a unit that runs away, you can't get to. If you can slap a poison on them, and then a turn or two later get to that unit, they might be at half health after, a couple poison procs, which is useful to that extent. But if it's a unit you're already going to hit the next turn or already are focusing on, you don't get the value, and that's the problem with poison, is it doesn't deal initial damage. Yeah, your hit does damage, but the poison doesn't. And I found later on in the game, like I said, this to be kind of a problem. I've also found myself using a lot less debuffs and focusing just more on damage, get stuff out as quickly as possible. And I'm not even in the hardest content yet. And obviously that becomes more important when you're even in harder content because, like I said, you're outnumbered. Everything hits harder than you. It's tankier than you. You need to take it off the field even more abruptly and sooner than you would any other time. Now, I do find some debuffs. Debuffs are always useful, I feel, but under certain conditions. And there are a lot of debuffs that I still think are better than poison, that I used to not really think are better than poison, and it's ones that disable. Any debuff that disables enemies, such as stop, sleep, charm. Heck, you could even say silence is a disabler because it allows casters not to cast. So, but stop is one I'm really leaning towards, and probably charm and sleep. But sleep, if you hit them, they wake up, so it's not really a disabler to a total extent. I would say stop and charm. I think there's one I'm forgetting that's also similar to those. There's so many debuffs in this game, I get overwhelmed sometimes. But I do rely on those to a degree to outright just cancel a unit from doing things for a turn or 2, maybe 3. And I find that to be very useful. But at the end of the day, I don't want you to think I hate poison. I don't want you to think it's useless. I used it through the majority of the game. I had great success with it. It was super fun. I enjoy that concept. I just love damage over time and whittling down an enemy. But at this point in the game, I find myself barely using it, barely prioritizing it, and I'm gonna be honest, I overestimated it. I overvalued it. I sung to the high mountains above how great poison is and why you should use it all the time, and you still should. To a certain extent, I guess, but it's crazy how playing the game changes as you get further. As you get further into the game, your strategies, your concepts, what you thought was good, what you thought was bad, it kind of changes. Unless you're stubborn and you refuse to change and you just brickhead wall through everything, which you could probably do in this game, honestly, then I guess it doesn't apply to you. But, hey, let me know what you guys think. What do you think about poison? What do you think about debuffs in general? Are you using them? Are you in the later parts of the game, doing CODA? I'm sure a lot of you are. doing the hardest content, do you find yourself still using debuffs? I mean, maybe for bosses, for sure, definitely. But do you still use them a lot? Do you even use poison? Do you even consider poison at this point? Let me know down below. I would love to hear what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support in the videos. They haven't been doing too great lately, but hey, they're still going. And as long as the videos get support, I'll keep covering Tactics Ogre as long as I can. Do plan to see other games on here as well, other games in the genre. I got a lot of upcoming games I want to cover that just need to come out. So hopefully you guys will continue to stick around and see those through as well. And until then, I hope to see you guys in the next one. You guys have a good one, and peace out, guys. Later.